Today, I will be sending you a translated video from a Russian channel for the first time in a while. This is Templario. Today, I would like to talk to you about India. So let's discuss this topic now. Let's start by simply looking at old photos. An India unknown to us, an extinct world. From now on, when did we become colonized? You will understand that. Because all of these issues are common and all are interrelated. The Taj Mahal stands in front of you. This photo is from the 1880s. I am not sure of the accuracy of this date. But what we see here actually surprises us. For example, this photo shows something inconsistent. In the distance, you can see the empty ground. However, the Taj Mahal, although considered a great temple, is actually considered to be a power-generating facility. Although the Taj Mahal itself is in perfect condition, the surrounding area is chaotically overgrown with vegetation. There are many trees. I can share my own speculations about this situation. This land itself was a zone with some kind of defense. So, unlike other places, it suffered almost no damage. The buildings are in perfect condition and the trees have been preserved. Now, of course, it's possible that these trees started growing after the Great Destruction, but that seems unlikely. These things have likely survived periods of mass destruction and been preserved in perfect condition. It was some kind of natural disaster, or something like an apocalyptic war unknown to us occurred. You can see what looks like some sort of fir tree here, and there's also some grass growing in front of it. I just can't figure out what era this was taken in. Because the lighting looks weird. The lighting is kind of vague, and I can't see in which direction the shadows are falling. I have long had the impression that in photos like this, the sky is hidden and the lighting is unnatural. The lighting in this photo gives it a dim feel. I don't know where the light source is. Even in the dark areas, it is not clear where the shadows are. This is the decoration of Taj Mahal. These are electrical devices that utilize atmospheric energy, and etheric resonance devices also remain. These may simply have not been removed yet. There is something pointed here. This is technology. This pattern is also a fractal pattern fence. This is also a resonant device. There is probably something like an arc placed inside this, and it is the main generator. This photo shows Bombay in the 1880s. People are already appearing in this photo. This photo shows destroyed buildings, piled up mud, and overgrown plants. The trees are already fully grown and in great condition. And this combination of buildings reminds us of energy-generating facilities, like in fantasy worlds, movies about aliens and futuristic worlds. You can already see the sun shining in this photo. A shadow is falling on the right side. This photo shows how living plants are used to provide shade. There seems to be something inside this. Some are in place and already being utilized. In addition, it appears that various resonance devices are still in place. This video is about India, but before I got to India, I had seen similar things from sources outside India. The whole world was in a state with similar characteristics. This suggests that some sort of huge natural disaster or war was occurring. It is something that has unfolded throughout this earth. I think the more correct view is that it was a war. However, this war is not a simple war as we know it. This war was an all-out war aimed at complete annihilation and control of the entire Earth. Furthermore, if this was a war and it was carried out by an aggressor, that aggressor would be ourselves, and the probability would be about 80%. We are humans. We are aliens on this Earth. This world doesn't belong to us. Even when our children are born, they suffer pain. Our biological systems need time to adapt to the local bacteria. If we were born together with the world itself, there is no reason why our earthly environment should be so hostile to us. In this world, when humans are first born, they must make efforts to survive. We came to be at the top of the food chain on this earth, but only after we exterminated the previous civilizations that lived on this world. Do you know the movie Avatar? Huge trees grew there, and the people who lived there lived in harmony with nature. There, people with malicious intent appeared. All of these existed on Earth, but humans destroyed all of this. However, this is just how I feel. Now let's continue the story. Then people will immigrate to this land. They may be called Aborigines. Horses were the main means of transportation at that time. It is the port city of Bombay. There are dirty walls here. A very strange building stands here. There are two similar ones. A temporary wooden bridge crosses this large river. Because it was land that needed to be moved from riverbank to riverbank. The water level in the river is probably higher than before, and the water is murky. There are few people and many buildings are empty. Probably because the invaders have just begun to plunder the land. And no one knew yet what to do or where to do it. In this photo, you can see how the dirty walls are covered with mud deposited by mud floods. It is not yet possible to confirm whether these buildings remain to this day. In some cases, the situation here may be worse than it was then. Or maybe there's nothing left, because technology has changed since then. Some parts of the building are still intact at this location, but you can also see that the top of the building is covered in mud. The question here is, was this mud raining from the sky? Or has the muddy water level risen to such a high level? That's the part. However, the number of people is very small in any case. There is dust everywhere, and many things have yet to be dug out. If you look at this part of the photo, you can see that everything is filled. Many things are still left unfilled. An impressive rotunda also stands, complete with dome and resonator. There are many antennas, and the stairs are lightly cleaned, or as if they were installed directly on mud and sand. Pay attention to the foundations of these buildings. This looks just like a semi-underground part, but it's too huge. And everything on top is dirty. Not all of this part has been excavated. One gets the impression that humans are standing on water and live life at a very slow pace. At the same time, a shadow is already visible. But there aren't many people. Additionally, buried and destroyed structures are visible. This suggests that the water level has risen and buried the collapsed building. The structures below this level were left below the surface, with staircases and poor huts that, as far as I could see, appeared to be recent installations. As is often the case with the Pyrenees prints of the ruined school. Here, people are shown carrying water in leather water bags. They seem to be carrying water or wine. They are the people who have colonized this land. Notice the expression on their face. They were like, "Where are we? What should we do?" They seem to be wondering. They draw water from some kind of pipe. This proves that a water system already existed here. This is a picture of the Himalayan Railway in Darjeeling. The train is running. However, there is no huge plume of smoke coming out of this train. However, the train is moving, and it appears to be powered by technology that utilizes atmospheric energy and electricity. You can see how much junk there is in the front of this photo. This is also the Himalayan Railway. There are thick bushes all around. For some reason, this scene reminds me of a Russian forest. The tree may be tall, but it is young. Everything is taken care of here. Although the technology itself is not shown here, it is clear that these improvements were made after the disaster. After the disaster has ended and the floodwaters have receded. After the disaster, machinery was introduced and civil engineering work was quickly carried out to create an enclosure. Everything is new. This is a photo of Delhi Divans. The year is 1890. It's a luxurious structure. And this reminds me of the geometric combination of a beehive. It has arches with intricate decoration. The geometric pattern is impressive. Look at the floor. It's obviously tiled. How was it possible to build such a luxurious structure with the technology of the time? Could the local Indians we have shown you so far be able to construct such magnificent buildings? You can also see that these pillars are equipped with pipes. This floor also appears to be electromagnetic. This floor appears to connect these structures. This is Qutb Minar. This is a photo from the 1890s. Naturally, such a magnificent pillar was not built by the Indians who carried the water by hand. This is an Indian family photo from that time. This looks like some sort of commemorative photo. It's as if the images were taken by the being who colonized this land, the one who taught them culture, religion, and language in general. Their clothes look a bit dirty, but at first glance they look clean. Also, they are much thinner. Perhaps they are not getting enough to eat. I also have no idea where they're going to get food for the people they've colonized. This is exactly the same Indian women. They carry their belongings on their heads, and their clothing and lifestyle seem to be similar to those we have seen so far. But please pay attention to this. This building has already been newly constructed by these immigrants. Unsophisticated technology stacks blocks unevenly. With this, you can believe that the local people built it. This time it's a photo of a town called Lucknow. From this photo, you can understand that this building was attacked. You can see the damage caused by the bombardment. And here, you can see that a strong explosion occurred. And half of the building has collapsed. The inside of the building is empty. This appears to be an attack intended to annihilate some important target. The plants are growing. The ground of this land has been artificially leveled using technology. However, the machine is not visible in the photo. The building may also be under attack by a weapon capable of pinpoint destruction. In other words, it may be that only the building was attacked and the surrounding area was left untouched. What do you think? In any case, such a possibility cannot be denied. This is a photo of the same Lucknow town. It's a full palace, destroyed and burned from the inside. The cloisters have been burnt and are empty, with no people left inside. You can see some individual trees. The land has been leveled, but it is all filled with earth and sand. You can clearly see the traces of water filling. You can see that most of the buildings on this land have been destroyed. Looking through this archway, you can see that there used to be something behind it, but now there is nothing left. There is a garden left in front of you. 2 towers remain, but others appear to have been completely destroyed. This again supports the theory that the building was attacked by some kind of pinpoint weapon. And the thick bushes suggest that this land has not been visited for a long time. Although some areas of this bush have been maintained, the impression is that this is abandoned land. It is also a town in Lucknow called La Mola-Tonero. La Maralade is a French word that translates to death. I don't know why this land was named this way, but I won't go into that here. This palace, this complex, seems to have once had some kind of large-scale function, but in this situation it has collapsed. And this kind of damage is similar to that of a nuclear attack. And it seems that the ultra-high heat caused by the rays is completely burning down the surrounding area. However, the building itself seems to have absorbed the impact. Rather than saying that this building survived the attack, it seems that this building simply wasn't the target of the attack. If they wanted to bring this building down, they could have done it. And there you can also find temporary huts, newly built after a period of mass destruction. And only one carriage is placed there with the horses. Humans are few and virtually non-existent there. It is as if they were recent colonists of this land. Humans are springing up, but I can't understand what they did there. It looks like they've recently arrived here and don't know what they're going to do. You can see some strange things in some of the photos. It's what you see on the left side of the sky in this photo. It's like something is floating in the sky. I don't know, this may be a flaw in the photo itself. However, this is an antenna that has something to do with radio waves. Or maybe it has some other purpose. This is also incomprehensible. The front part of this building remains almost completely intact. Although it is dirty, this building has probably been vacant for a long time. Atmospheric energy generation technology is clearly being utilized here. Here is one of those resonant devices. And here we have a pair of domes. It was supposed to act as an etheric tuning fork. However, it seems that something has already been removed from the upper part of these domes. This is Mdi Palace in 1880. You can see here that it was previously covered with earth and sand, but you can see how it has been removed and flattened. Here, a child is in the photo, and there seems to be another person nearby. But people are relatively few. The situation here is like a frozen natural environment. Please take a look. There doesn't seem to be any wind blowing here, and everything feels like it's frozen. You can feel it by looking at the water surface. Bombay is surrounded by lush vegetation. However, the sky never changes and clouds are never shown. And the atmosphere seems to be wrapped in some kind of smoke. Is it fog or something? This is the road. The trees are dry, and there doesn't seem to be enough moisture. Further, you can see the lake, but on the far side you can see some strange burnt land. This is Tritonopoly. A clear breakdown is visible here. Most of it is covered with mud and clay layers. There are piles of tree debris. There are also hoofprints left behind. But that's all for today's video. This is the first video from India. The second part will be released soon. There's more information ahead that's worth looking at. That's all for today's translation video.
未来へと紡いでく人をより集めて戻し引き裂いた嘘だらけの地平線よ愛せ許すな今を生きてる美しい月の音波の輝きさえ惑わしの世界の飾りでしかないと真実を求めてさまよい歩く道見知らぬ誰かたちが笑いかけて消えるどこまで行けばたどり着けるのあがき苦しみ抜いて自分を壊せすべて疑えと光はささやくけど足の指に食い込む砂を取り払って歩く新世界本物を見抜いてみせるララルララル我を導け魂心体ここにある現実闇に埋もれ眠るは隠された口実差し出された甘い罠を一つ一つ捨ててわずかに見える信じる心を力に変え向かうこの丘の向こう壁の彼方必ず見えてくるフラットアースナイル川を照らす太陽ララルララル我を悟れと人と人よどう見せたい何を隠してごまかす最新であれ自由であれ恐れすら壊してこの海の向こう空の彼方伏せられた歴史と見えぬ未来本物を見抜いてみせるララルララル我を導けこの山の向こう